Good evening, everybody. My name's Phil. I'm from this gambling awareness channel. Um, the whole aim of my videos on a daily basis is to raise that awareness of the dangers of gambling and the problems that gamblers face day in, day out. As I said on a previous video, I don't think there's enough protection out there for people that are suffering from gambling addiction. If there's enough help out there either. So what I hope to do, on a daily basis, is just to help encourage people, and I would hope that people can help encourage me as well. We can do that through a various amount of things, through videos, through chatting online and messaging and so on. But let's get on with it. 10 verses from the Bible that tells you that it's definitely a massive problem, not just. And they knew it back then, and we all know it now. It's a massive issue. One of the 7 deadly sins, as everybody knows, that believes in God and is a Christian, is greed. Greed is a sin. Now, for whoever's had a gambling problem in the past, and they've suffered with this issue, you will know that greed has a lot to do with it, because we never know when to stop, do we? So that obviously means it's greed, which definitely means anyone that has a gambling addiction, there's an element of greed there. So it's a sin, simple as that. And not only that, there's also many verses to back that statement up as well. So we'll start with the very first one, okay? So the first one, this is from Peter, the second letter of Peter, chapter 2, verse 19, and we're going from the NIV version of the Bible. So first, here we go. They promise them freedom, while they themselves are slaves of depravity. For people are slaves to whatever has mastered them. That's self-explanatory, isn't it? So we're masters. Some people are masters to alcohol. Some people, that's their king, that's their idol, that's what they love, that's what they go to in times of stress, in times of need. Some people turn to gambling, some people turn to drugs, some people turn to shopping too much. The only person that we should have an idol for, or we should worship, is God. Anyone that's worshipping anything else before God is sinning. So let's look at this second verse now. It comes from Timothy, and it's chapter 6, verses 9 to 10. So those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires, and plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the lover of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from their faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. How true is that? I'll repeat that last bit. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. That sounds like me, I've wandered from my faith many times in the past, okay? And it does pierce you with all different kinds of griefs. It does. Some people think about committing suicide. Some people go into financial ruin because they owe loads of money out. Some people fall out with their family members. Some people go homeless. Some people, I can go on and on and on and on. So the griefs and the problems that gambling causes is so relevant there. And another thing that Luke says as well, which I think is very, very true. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and trap themselves into all many foolish and harmful desires, and plunge people into ruin and destruction. Plunge people into ruin and destruction. My grandfather was a gambling addict, and he sold his whole house and sold everything that was inside it, even my mum's dolls. So there you go. Third verse now. Do not so this is from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Again, we're going from the NIV version of the Bible. Verse 3. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. How great is that? Yeah? So do not conform to the pattern of this world. What a big statement that is. Do not conform to the pattern of this world. So when you're saying when it's saying that, that tells me do not conform to what the pleasures of this world are. That can be pornography, that can be gambling, that can be lovers eating too much, even eating way too much. Gluttony is another deadly sin. Greed and like the pleasures of this world. Basically, that is what I get from that. So that's that basically. The second thing now. Just bear me for one moment. Sorry about this. Yeah. So that one there tells me, do not conform to the pattern of this world. If you're thinking about becoming a Christian or you are a Christian, remember, those who love this world or love the things of this world are not of this world. Oh, sorry, are of this world, sorry. They belong to this world. Those who love the pleasures of this world belong in this world. Yeah? So that's something to remember. Proverbs now. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 27. The greedy bring ruin to their households, but the one who hates bribes will live. I love Proverbs. Proverbs has got so many fantastic verses in. So the greedy bring ruin to their households. So true, isn't it? So true. How many stories have we heard of where the husband or the wife, but mostly it's men, so the husband has gambled all the life savings away, gambled all the kids' inheritance, gambled their rent, played with their families' finances, lost everything. We've heard that many times. Next one now we'll look at is Luke chapter 12 verse 15. I love this one. Then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in abundance of possessions. So let's just look at that first part of that again. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. I like that. I like that. Think about it. People that have gambling addictions, it's very difficult for them to avoid any kind of temptation, and you've constantly got to be on your guard. You can go online and you can gamble just like that. In fact, it's easier to go on. It's easier. Gambling is more accessible than getting cigarettes or buying alcohol, because all you got to do is tick that button on your phone and you're gambling straight away. It's destructive mentally, it's destructive financially, and you constantly got to be on your guard. And when you go outside, you've got to be careful of all the bookies around there. Yeah, these people that work in the bookies and own the bookies and own these multi-million pound websites, they're constantly on the prowl. They're constantly on the prowl. They're like the devil. They're constantly on the prowl. They're trying to ruin us. They're playing on our weaknesses. Yeah? So that's very interesting. Another one from Proverbs. A faithful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not be unpunished. Interesting. So that tells me, one that's eager to get rich, nothing else matters to them. They're eager. They'll gambling. People with gambling addictions tend to be, they act first and think later. So they would have basically gambled everything away: the housekeeping money, the rent money, the mortgage money. They know they're doing it. They know, well, we know, I should say, we know that we're gambling in it. We know that we shouldn't be doing it, but we still do it because we want to get rich, or we want to get away from the troubles of our life. We want to have that escapism. Okay, so that's relevant to that, really. Another one from Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 4. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. So those that believe in God, okay, as long you do the will of God, live a good Christian life, okay, God will bless you in so many ways, okay, but money, materialistic things are not important. They're not important for the world that we're going to after this, I'll tell you that. Right. So here is another one. This is from Escalations. Sorry. I can never pronounce this. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. I can't pronounce it. But basically it's chapter 5, verse 10. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied. With their income, this is too meaningless. So whoever loves money never has enough. How many times have we sat in the bookies? We've got a good amount of money, but we continue. We never know when to stop. So we're coming up now to the 9th verse, and this is Luke 16, Luke chapter 16, verse 13. No one can serve two masters. This is what I was talking about earlier, about serving God or serving money. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money both together at the same time. Now, I'm a Christian, and my calling was going through all my problems, and my faith was tested, and I'm not going to go into too much detail now, but my calling was to help people. So that's why I've applied for certain charities, because I want to get into the industry of helping people, helping others with vulnerable issues and mental issues, addictions, etc. That's not going to lead me to any kind of financial gain, but I'm doing it because I felt it was a calling from God for me to help people. Okay, so God may not always want you the calling that He gives you may not reap financial rewards, but the blessing and the love that you will get from God for doing His will, it vastly outweighs any kind of materialistic things of this world. Last verse now, Proverbs 28, verse 22. The stingy are eager to get rich. They're eager to get rich and are unaware that poverty awaits them. So how many times have we been in the bookies thinking, oh, we're fine, we're not caring about what's going on outside us, and boom, straight away, we've lost everything. And when we went into that casino, we didn't think that poverty was going to hit us 6 hours later and we'll have no money left. No money to pay our bills, no money to pay for food, no money to pay our rent, we'll be homeless. When we walked into that bookies, or we went online, or we went into that casino, 6 hours later, we could never have imagined that we were going to fall into poverty. But we did. And people right now, as we speak, are. So this is my second video, guys. Basically making the point that, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, gambling is a very destructive addiction. It doesn't just affect us financially, it affects us mentally, it affects our relationships, affects everyone around us. And it is a sin. It is a sin. So if you want to feel good about yourself and you want to have a clear mind, a clear conscience, a clear soul, know that you're doing good, my recommendation to you is to get help. Get help, get off that addiction, and really start living a clean and good life. Easier said than done, guys, and I know that. And that's why I'm going to be here to help everyone that's suffering day in, day out. These videos are going to be coming thick and fast. Any messaging, anything you wanted to ask me, or anything I can do to help. I'm not a therapist, but I have gone through addiction with gambling, and I think I know what I'm talking about. I've been through so many things, guys, and all I want to do is just help others and and be there for some people to be called upon. I'm more than happy to do that, and that's my aim, guys. Yeah, but it's been great to do this, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Tomorrow, wake up, just keep saying to yourself every single day, right, I'm not gambling. Do a ritual, look yourself in the mirror, say, right, I'm not gambling today. No, 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 no. Write on a bit of paper, write it somewhere in a diary. Make a plan for yourself. Get your routine back in your life. Plan your days out, making sure that you're constantly on your guard. Remember what it says in the Bible, you've got to be constantly on your guard. People are looking to devour you all the time. Take care, guys. Bye bye.